I'm gonna turn off voiceover just. Okay. Doesn't.
Hello, everybody. It is Blind Metal Gamer here with you once again, and it is time for another interesting discussion stream tonight. I have my guest Hope Kiss and Wander with me. What is up, Hope?
What's up? What's up? Not too much. Just streaming with you.
Alrighty, after some technical hurdles, we do have a pretty interesting topic to discuss. Hope, would you like to tell them what that is?
It is what features should be in Veil Shadow of the Crown.
Sequel.
Sequel. Yes, a sequel. If they were to create a sequel, what features should it have in it?
Yes, definitely. So what I'm wanting to start off with first is if you do want to check out um my playthrough of the Veil Shadow of the Crown, you can do so on the channel. It is in a neatly organized playlist. And it is up now for you to check out. So, Hope, let's get this going right away. If they were to make a sequel to the Veil Shadow of the Crown, what would be the first thing you would want to see in it?
Well, I think they should add all the spells for the different elements. And battle spells. So fire, ice, wind, water, all this kind of things. Wouldn't that be cool if you
Oh
were to
yeah,
get those in battle? Like
yeah,
Maggie has fire
yeah,
spells.
yeah. That would be cool. Like, because I know in the first game, I'm up to where you get the ability to either set your weapon on fire or do a fire burst, which is an area of effect spell which will damage all enemies around you
Right.
and do fire damage. But I agree they should expand on that.
It would be cool if you could just do it on one target.
I
Like if you're fighting
agree.
something and then if you do end up fighting in a group of something because they're assisting each other, then you could do the area effect thing.
Right. I think what they should do is not only give you the option to light your weapon on fire and do the area of effect, but also give you like a fireball spell.
Right, yeah. That would be cool.
Or maybe a fire stream spell where you shoot out a stream of fire out of your hand.
That would be fun.
So, what other spells would you like to see in the game if they were to go that route?
Well, of course, flying. I love flying, so flying around would be a lot of fun. Um,
Mm.
and I don't know, does it have different areas of the world or different that kind of thing? Because if you could kind of like teleport yourself to different areas, that would be cool, I think.
Yeah, you go to different areas throughout the world, and as far as like spells, one thing I know you alluded to was different like battle spells like ice and wind and
Yeah,
maybe the
ice,
ability
wind.
to cause earthquakes.
How about lightning? Lightning would be cool.
Yeah, you got to have the lightning spells. You got to have those. Chain lightning, got to have it.
Yep, I agree.
And then something else I was thinking of was increased length.
Increased length of like the spells
Make the game.
themselves. Make the
No,
game
no,
longer.
make the game longer. Yeah, make it bigger, longer, but keep the great accessibility.
Oh yeah, we need that. We should keep that, of course, of course.
Yeah, keep that insanely good screen reader, and keep just your basic left, right, and forward style of traversal, but increase the game's length by far. Not just with padded out little fetch quests, but increase the story, make it a big, dark fantasy epic.
Right, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Hub, have you ever heard of a game called Dragon Age Origins?
I haven't really. I don't think.
It was the first big epic RPG I got into. It was the first one I got back in 2009. And I'm playing it. You know what they marketed it as on the box?
Yeah. What?
A dark fantasy epic.
Oh, okay.
You can probably go and look at playthroughs on YouTube and listen to them.
That would be cool. I will do that.
Now, one thing that made that game kind of unique was its battle system. You would basically highlight an enemy, right?
Yeah.
And if you wanted to say attack, you give your character the attack command, and it would go up and attack the enemy for you till it was dead.
So it was kind of like a. Have you ever heard of Progress Quest?
Yeah, like it would just basically do your actions for you. Like you didn't have to have an attack button.
Yeah.
I know in the Veil, you have to use the right stick to attack,
Right.
which
So the game from 2009 is kind of like a Progress Quest game.
you could say that. But you'd have to go and listen to it to see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, so but yeah, like it's really, really epic and it's really, really deep. Now if Creative Byte Studios and Flying Squirrel Games were to make it that type of an epic, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That would be cool. That
That
would be epic.
it would be. Now, what are your thoughts on how the towns are structured? With your basic blacksmith, your inn, and your church.
I think they're structured really simply, which I like. They're not complex.
Right,
You
I
know,
was gonna say, yeah, I love that because if they had too many audio cues, it would be a lot harder for a blind person to distinguish.
right, yeah. And I think that makes it easy to navigate. You don't want to have streets going here, there, and everywhere, and you can't turn around.
Right, right. So keep the simplicity as far as the towns,
Yeah.
but increase the number of them, by God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I would add one more thing to the towns if they were to add a sequel.
Okay, what's that?
We talked about increased spells, right?
Yeah.
A place to go learn new spells and upgrade existing ones.
Oh, they don't have like a training guild or anything like that?
No, there's no guilds to my knowledge.
Huh.
Or I might not be in that part of the game, but if they were to put that in, oh my God.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be interesting because I usually they have a practice place, but I guess they don't in that game.
Not in this one. And I know in this game you got like, your swords, your great swords, your short swords, your your hammers, your maces, your axes, etc. I would say give us more weapons.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool. What about like
Definitely.
what about like I don't know, katanas and
Now,
not
katanas in this. If it was set in feudal Japan, maybe, but since this is a high fantasy D&D type game, and it's a role playing game, I don't think it would work. But now one thing I would want to tap into is, Alex is a seer, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like
She
that
can
about her.
tap into the Fey realm.
I said that she must be a good investigator, and she tends to be that.
What they should do is tap into that.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Give the player more control of, like, let's say you were to push a button and it go into like a vision mode or something, and you could see, like, you could be in the Fey realm, and you can look around you and hear things, and you would maybe hear certain things you wouldn't hear in the normal realm. And again, keep it simple. Don't get it too complex.
Right.
Keep it
That would
simple,
be
but yet
cool.
keep it effective.
Right, yeah. And maybe she could gain new skills, over
Right.
time. I really do like Alex's character.
I do too. I actually like how they're developing her, and um, another thing I like, and they need to keep if they do give us a sequel, the audio cues in combat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. And keep the combat simple. Left stick for shield, right stick
Simple.
for combat.
Right. Because you can hear where the target is.
Right. Now, one addition I would make to the combat.
What's that?
Let's say you parry an enemy, right, and you stagger them.
Right. Yeah.
Give Alex the ability to do a very brutal finishing move.
Oh, that would be cool. Like a fatality or a brutality?
Yeah, more like the former. Like maybe she could
Like a fatality, okay.
yeah. If now, and that's another thing I want to touch on. This game I know is rated T for teen, but
Right.
if they were to give us a sequel, for hypothetical and fantasy booking purposes, they should up that to a hard M rating.
Right. Or can you make it like, could they make it like a setting? Like maybe they have a T rating, but maybe they have an adult setting. You know what I mean?
Like a T rating where you could do finish. Oh yeah, that just wouldn't be like, well, being that this is an audio game for the blind. Uh, I'm sure they could come up with a way to where you could do a finishing move and it not be like too gory sounding.
Right. Yeah.
But if we want that M rating, it's gonna have to have the gore sounding and all that.
Oh, yeah. It'll have
So
to be very
either,
forensic or very detailed.
yeah, and they have to be real careful with that because, with audio games, I'm guessing there's only so much they can do.
Really?
That's my
Huh.
guess. I don't know. Remember, I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about development. But if they do make a sequel, make the rating an M rating and give us better combat.
Right.
Let's see. What would be your next thing?
I think I think the fatalities are fun. I really do like the fatalities and brutalities of Mortal Kombat.
What, do something similar to Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. You
That
know,
would
like
be cool.
maybe they could have an arena. Well, so here's how they could do it. They could have an arena
Mm.
style combat where they could do the fatalities and brutalities.
Right, they just couldn't call it fatalities and brutalities for legal.
Just finishing moves.
Yeah, yeah, just finishing moves. Yeah, they couldn't call them that because NetherRealm would be on their butt. But
Right.
we don't want that, and we know how
Right.
rich Warner Brothers is.
Oh yeah, I know.
So yeah. So anyway, okay. So my next thing would be okay. Back to your powers. I would say now this is going to be one that might be a bit controversial.
What's
The
that?
power to possess your enemies, and when you're done with them, make them explode in a fountain of blood.
Oh, so you're talking about like charm them and make them do your will, and then make them explode when they're done.
Yeah, buddy.
Those are called malediction spells.
Mm-hmm. Put them in the game.
Those are fun.
All right. And what will be your next thing?
Um, I think they should make spaceships. I don't know why, but it just seems
Spaceships in a Dungeons and Dragons game.
well. It's kind of like so you can portal and port to another planet
So,
or
so
area.
you're talking about like portals to like different parts of the world.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe a portal thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, portals. Okay,
Yeah,
town portals. That'll work.
and it would be shaped like a spaceship.
No, it would be a circular hole that would go.
Or yeah, just a hole that would spin type thing.
Yeah. Because we. And then let's see. Another thing I'm thinking of would be increased enemy variety.
Oh, that would be cool. So instead of just bears and what were some of the other
Wolves
things?
and
Wolves.
bears, wolves, and bandits or barbarians.
Maybe you could fight zombies and you know,
It may be the undead.
yeah, demons and other kind of things. Yeah.
And then I was also thinking, let's see, expanded combat, expanded enemies. Um, what about the stamina system?
Yeah, so how does that work now? I'm not sure how it works now.
Basically, when you attack or block, you use stamina
Right,
when you attack or block.
right.
That they should maybe either expand it by giving you more, Like let you upgrade it. You know what I mean?
Right, because sometimes it's when you move you use it, and sometimes it's just in combat.
Mm.
So
Yeah, so maybe give the player the ability to increase their health, stamina, and magic,
that
like
would
in
be
the
cool.
Souls like.
That would be cool.
But don't make the combat as anger inducing as a Souls like.
Right.
Keep the
Do you
difficulty
have
options.
do you have the ability to train up your stats? Like if you get like
I don't think you do in this one.
oh okay, they should make that ability to
That
train up
would
your
be a
stats.
good option to like train each
Yeah.
stat, yeah.
Yeah.
And then for those who want it, and I'm sure this is in the first one, give us that anger inducing controller throwing hard as all difficulty.
Oh, everyone wants that at some point. No, just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, give us the hardest. I don't give a fuck about my controller. Let's throw that son of a bitch into the wall because I'm gonna get pissed because the son of a bitch is too damn hard difficulty.
Like, are you talking about death as permanent difficulty?
Yeah, and two hit death difficulty.
Oh no, not that kind of
The
difficulty.
part that this would be optional, the difficulty that makes you say, "Oh, fuck it," when it gets too fucking hard.
That can be interesting. I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let the masochists have their fun,
The
okay? Because
death
you
is
know they're
fun
out there.
difficulty. You know, I've done
Yeah,
that at times.
yeah, let's totally have that difficulty as an option. Then, when you get angry and throw your controller and throw a temper tantrum, don't call me.
Well, I used to play text-based adventure games,
Oh,
and there are
wow.
times where I had to go recover my stuff because I died, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I had to just let myself die again
Oh,
because I
yeah.
couldn't get out of the
Oh.
area where I was stuck in that I went to go recover my stuff in.
Oh, God, yeah. Like in a lot of these Souls games, when you die, you lose your souls, your essence, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it can be anger inducing as all fuck. When you go and you get so close to beating a boss, right?
Right.
You're so close. Then that son of a bitch hits you and kills you, and
You
then you
and
want to throw that damn controller, son of a bitch,
right.
because you lost all your shit.
Thankfully, in the game I played, it was just my stuff. I didn't lose my soul. But I have seen a game like that, and I did play a game like that for a
Oh.
while, and it sucked.
Yeah, now imagine that type of a difficulty option for the sequel to The Veil.
Oh my goodness,
As
no!
an option, as an option. Remember, we would probably stick to casual for our playthroughs, maybe
Right.
normal, but not that anger inducing shit.
Yeah, no, because that would be a rager, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought this was something? You
Yeah,
thought,
that would
yeah,
be a
Blind Metal
rager.
Gamer didn't have his drink, so
Oh,
yeah, that cough was a rager.
that would be a rager, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
I had to
yeah,
travel
let
around
them.
in the undead realm until I was able to find the temple once, or many times actually in that one game I was playing.
Oh God.
Yeah,
So okay, so we know we have anger-inducing difficulty option.
yeah.
Keyword being option. We don't want to make it by
Option.
from the jump because if that shit's at the jump at the start, it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
Yeah,
Oh,
true,
okay,
true.
increased decisions with consequences.
Right.
So you know what I mean by that, right?
Well,
Like
kind
when
of
you
like,
make a choice, like let's say in the game, like okay, I could either go in the day or go at night, right?
oh yeah,
Like more choices, but with more weight on them. Like let's
right,
say you have a party of three, okay,
right,
and one of them has to get like okay, let's say you have to send one out to investigate. Let's
right.
say there's a creature out there, and you want one to with sight to investigate. Okay,
So
you have
let's say
two
you have to
sighted
send the shepherd.
members. Yeah, let's say you got to send the shepherd that guides you. Okay, and let's say
Right.
you send him out and he doesn't make it back.
That would be a
You're gonna
problem.
lose that. You're gonna lose that character, and you're gonna have a new guide.
Right.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those type of meaningful choices.
Right. Yeah, that would
Okay,
be cool. That would be interesting.
okay, what was something you were thinking of?
Um, well, I was thinking of the example of like if you have to go recover your stuff after you died, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just leave your stuff there.
Yeah, give us the option to go recover our stuff if we want to.
Right. Yeah.
None of this recover our souls or none of that currency. No,
Right.
no, 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 no. That would be too anger inducing.
Yeah.
That
No
would be
kidding.
yeah. You would hear Blind Metal Gamer go boom, throw a controller or something.
Don't throw your controller. You might have
And
to
them things
replace it.
are not cheap, folks. 70
Yeah.
bucks a
No.
pop.
Did you get one recently?
I just bought me another spare one. Let's put it like
In
that.
case you throw your current one.
No, unless the current one goes shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
don't worry. Blind Metal Gamer does not get that angry. Now, real quick, I was in a situation earlier today where I was asked if I'd been felt down or whatever, and I said to the lady, "No, unless you count anger-inducing
Wait.
gamer rage."
We shouldn't talk about this on stream.
You know, um,
Yeah.
no, but no, no, no. Unless anger-inducing gamer rage would count for something like that, the answer is no. So
Right.
okay, back to our topic. Another thing I was thinking of was, um, you know, how in a lot of like RPGs, you have various status effects like poison and paralyze and all that.
Yeah.
Include those too.
Oh yeah, those are poisoning or disease spells. Those would be
Status,
cool. That.
status elements, yeah, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
just affect the player or the opponent.
They would
The
affect the
player could get them
player
too.
too. Yeah.
So you would have to have like antidotes or uncursed potions,
Right.
like have like actual like I was talking about increased enemy types. Have
That would be fun.
vampires
Vampires are cool. Yeah.
and let these vampires in the game be able to inflict a curse on the player where they have to uncurse themselves in order to defeat the vampire enemies.
Do they have different player races? That would be a cool option.
No, no, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because you could
Have
be a
diff-
vampire or like an angel or whatever.
now that would be now that that actually skipped my mind.
Yeah, different player races and different player classes are always fun.
Oh God, yes, classes. Oh my God, you actually gave me an idea. Yes, yes. That way, if you wanted to be a vampire or whatever yourself from the jump,
You could
you
do
would
it.
be able to make Alex that. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Alex could be a vampire seer, or she could be a.
And
That
let's let there be gender options as well for male and female characters.
right, because Alex is also a female name.
Right,
Or a
and
male name.
maybe a non-binary option for those that want that
Right.
option too. Let's include everybody here.
Alex is also could be a non-binary name.
So gender options.
Right, yeah.
Basically, what we're getting at is an in-depth character creator for this bad boy.
Yeah, I think a character creation screen, and it is a character creation screen, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, where you create your character with the player races and player classes.
Oh God, yeah,
Would
and
be
you're
cool.
thinking, yeah, I know you're all in the comments like, oh my God, Blind and Hope. Why don't you all just play Dragon Age: The Veilguard?
Well, we
Well,
could. Maybe.
but that game doesn't have the screen reader, so
Oh, that would suck. Then maybe we
no.
couldn't.
Remember, our good folks, friends at EA, wouldn't include the screen reader, and they give a shit about accessibility. So
Yeah, that's annoying. I haven't looked at the comments because I don't have my headset on and I'm holding my phone. So
yeah, basically, what we're thinking of is include a character creator in a sequel to the Veil Shadow of the Crown with the advanced screen reader.
yeah, and all the accessibility features
Yes.
to make it fun.
Yes, and the features that we've already discussed.
Yeah.
But include that character creation suite at the beginning, and make it where you don't have to have had to play the first game to know the story.
Right. That would be cool.
give it an all new story. Would you like to know why I say that?
Why?
What if you're new to the franchise? What if you're new to this type
Oh
of a
yeah,
game?
I see. Yeah, that. Well, yeah, that would be
Because
good.
if you don't
Yes.
know what's up, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
they're like, huh? And then out in the world, out in this deep world, when you notice how in the first game, Hope, when you complete a quest, you just get
Yeah.
copper or currency.
Oh yeah, they should make you. Have you ever heard of quest points?
Yeah, make those, but also what I'm thinking is when you complete a quest, get X amount of XP as well as the copper,
XP would be good. Yes.
and if they're tied to it, specific equipment like armor, shields, swords, etc.
Well, that's what you could use the quest points for. So you get the quest points, you build up the quest points, and then you can use the
Mm-hmm.
quest points to buy those.
Or well, that's what the copper's for though.
Oh, okay, I see.
The points, the XP would be to level up your character
Right. Yeah, so you could
and
get
learn new
more
skills.
faster.
Right now,
That would be
yes,
cool.
I'm gonna go there, guys. The sequel needs a skill tree.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Does it not have one? Or does the first game not have one?
No, because they wanted to keep it simple, and I
Oh, I
get
see.
why they did that. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I think having a skill tree would expand the game greatly, and they could still make it accessible with the advanced screen reader.
A skill tree would be good. Yeah. So I don't know if you're able to check chat. Are you able to do that or no while you're on the
Let me look.
because I don't have a headset on. I could do it if I had a headset on, but I don't have one. Are you able to? Yeah. What's up to everyone in chat? We don't really know who's commenting because we're using StreamYard, so um
All right. Apparently, there's no comments.
oh, okay.
But yeah. As far as let's see, um, other features we talked about the skill tree. Yeah, that would be something to definitely expand it because that would also expand your reason to play and fight
Right.
enemies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have we covered everything? You think?
I think so, yeah.
I do too. All right. So before we head out, for those of you who are watching or on live or going to watch when the video goes on demand, if you want to check out StreamYard for yourself, feel free to click my referral link in the description. You can check out StreamYard, and if it's right for you, feel free to sign up using my
Yes,
referral
this.
link. Yeah, do
StreamYard is
that.
good actually. We're using it right now.
Yes, yes. So we Hope and I recommend use the referral link um to check out StreamYard for yourself. And if you like what you see, you can sign up. And if you want to spend money on a plan, you can. It's up to you. You know why that
That's
is,
right.
Hope? It's
Why?
100% free, baby.
StreamYard does have a really good free plan. Yes, they do.
Yes, but if you want to spend money, the option is there. So just
That's
check out my
right.
referral link in the description. And with that being said, Hope, you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
This was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. So with that being said, if you have not done so, go check out my playthrough of The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. It is the playlist is up now. I'll be adding to it very, very soon. Also, for those of you who are annoyed by the audio ducking with the PS5 text to speech, I have found a remedy to fix that starting with the next live stream of The Veil. So there will be that. So with that being said, I want to thank Hubcast Commander for joining me, and I want to thank everyone for watching, listening, and commenting and whatnot. So, with that being said, for Hope Case and Wander, I've been your host, Blind Metal Gamer, saying, as always, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And until next time, so long, stay safe, and peace out.